Hello, grade 9. Today we are going to continue lesson 3, cell membrane. Last time we were talking about the property of selective permeability that the cell membrane has, which means that the cell membrane is semi-permeable, so some molecules can cross the membrane while others cannot, and this happens depending on the need of the cell, of the molecules. And this selective permeability enables a cell to maintain homeostasis in spite of unpredictable changing, because a cell needs to maintain certain conditions to carry out its function. It must control the import and export of certain molecules. Now, there are some chemical signals that are transmitted across the cell membrane, and these chemical signals help in communicating between the cells to communicate with each other. Now we have these signals can be transmitted across the membrane by the help of receptors. The receptor, first let's define the receptor. It is a protein that detects a signal molecule and perform an action in response. So receptor will get a signal to perform an action. It recognizes and binds to only certain molecules. When receptor and ligand bind, the molecule which binds to receptor is called ligand. When they both bind, they change shape, and this change is critical because it affects how a receptor interacts with other molecules. So you should know that the receptor is a protein that detects a signal molecule, okay, to perform a response, all right? And each cell type have specific receptors for this cell, okay, which recognize specific molecules. Now we have two types of receptors. We have receptors that bind with the, we have intracellular receptors that located inside the cell, okay? Intracellular receptor molecules here cross the cell membrane, like non-polar molecules, they can cross the cell membrane and may be relatively small, such as hormones. They will combine with the, or bind to the receptor, and the response will happen. While we have also a membrane receptors, some molecules cannot cross the cell membrane, like big molecules or polar molecules, okay? So the receptor can send messages to the cell interior. Now, after the molecule binds to the receptor of the membrane protein, the receptor will change its shape inside the cell, and this will form a response inside the cell, okay? Causes molecule inside the cell to respond. All right, thank you, and see you tomorrow.